So, this happened a few years back when I was in high school, but I still think about it and chuckle. I had this history teacher, Mr. Thompson, who was notorious for his outdated views. He'd make these jokes about how girls weren't as good at certain subjects, like history or math, because, according to him, their brains are wired for nurturing, not analyzing. Yeah, gross. He'd say the stuff in front of the whole class, and it pissed me off, especially since was one of the top students in his class. The final straw came during a group project. I was paired with two guys, and we worked our butts off on this presentation about the Industrial Revolution. I did most of the research and wrote the script, while the guys handled the visuals. When we presented, Mr. Thompson gave us an A but made a snide comment to me in front of everyone. Nice work, but I bet you just organized the notes while the boys did the real thinking, right? The class laughed awkwardly, and I was fuming. I decided it was time for some petty revenge. Mr. Thompson had this ancient projector he was obsessed with. He'd spend the first 10 minutes of every class fiddling with it, muttering about how modern technology is too complicated. The projector was his pride and joy, and he'd always leave it plugged in on his desk after class, trusting the good kids to not mess with it. So, one day after class, when everyone else had left, I stayed behind under the pretense of organizing my notes. I noticed the projector's remote on his desk. I grabbed it, popped open the battery compartment, and swapped the batteries with two dead ones I had in my bag from an old calculator. Then, I put the remote back exactly where it was. The next day, Mr. Thompson started class as usual, trying to turn on the projector with the remote. Nothing happened. He pressed the button harder, shook the remote, and even smacked it against his hand. The class was giggling, and he was getting red in the face, muttering about shoddy equipment. He had to manually turn on the projector and adjust it by hand, which took forever and threw off his whole lesson plan. For the rest of the week, he kept complaining about the broken remote, but he never suspected anyone tampered with it. The best part? I aced every test that semester and made sure to ask analytical questions in class just to rub it in his face that I was outsmarting him. He never made another sexist comment to me directly after that, though I'm not sure if it was because he sensed I wasn't to be messed with or if he was just too busy fighting with his projector.